A video taken by a Montana woman shows a Border Patrol officer question her and her friend for speaking Spanish at a gas station, ignoring the fact that they are American citizens. Hey, I'm Shira Lazar, and welcome back to What's Trending. Be sure to like this video and subscribe for more social media news daily. Suda and Mimi Hernandez were buying milk and eggs at a gas station when they were stopped by a Border Patrol agent in Havre, Montana for speaking Spanish. Suda told NBC News, "He asked us where we were born, so I looked at him and I said, 'Are you serious?' He said, 'I'm very serious.'" That's when the women took out their phones and started recording the conversation. They accused the Border Patrol agent of racial profiling, and this was his answer.
"Ma'am, the reason I asked you for your ID is because I came in here and I saw that you guys are speaking Spanish, which is very unheard of up there.
Okay.
Just run your name, day of birth.
We have accents.
Just because our profile, right?
No.
Racial profile.
It has nothing to do with that.
Okay, so he wasn't racially profiling because that would be bad, but he took them aside because he thought they were minorities. That's called racial profiling. They both waited for 40 minutes as the Border Patrol agent went through their papers and were eventually released because they were indeed American citizens. As Suda told Don Lemon on CNN, she was born in El Paso, Texas, and her friend in El Centro, California.
That is, most people would consider, I mean, that is racial profiling. Does he not understand that?
And here's the very, very, very important part of this entire thing. Speaking Spanish is not illegal. It seems that more and more people feel entitled to harass people of color or Spanish speakers. Listen, this isn't necessarily new, but looking at our current laws against minorities and immigration in this country, as well as our overall divisiveness around these issues, it's basically encouraging racists to come out of the woodwork. Plus, the rise of smartphones and social media allow these horrible moments to be recorded and go viral quickly. It's been only a week since Aaron Schlossberg, a lawyer in New York City, was caught on camera threatening to call ICE on Spanish-speaking workers. He became really, really famous for that clip, and not necessarily in the way he wanted.
"Why are you running, man? You don't want to stand by what you said?"
He released an apology today where he said, amongst other things, "I am not racist." Okay, so let me be clear here. You call ICE on people speaking Spanish because you don't think they should be in America, but you're not racist. It's time for me to read my favorite book, the dictionary. Racist, noun, a person who shows or feels discrimination or prejudice against people of other races, or who believes that a particular race is superior to another. There's a huge issue here. Between Schlossberg's apology and the border agent's lack of understanding of what racial profiling is, shows something troubling. These two people who are obviously racist don't know that they're racist. That seems to be common. And as much as the current climate has been blamed for douchebags like Schlossberg, immigration officers have been taking liberties like these throughout the Obama administration, even patrolling Greyhound buses, and according to Vox, looking for signs to question an individual with unusual behavior, defensive body language, thick accents, and clothing style. So this is an absolutely awful story, but it could have ended way worse. Since 2012, ICE has detained and eventually released 1,480 people who, as it turns out, have had no reason to keep detained, including children and citizens born outside the country. Take, for example, the case of Davina Watson, a naturalized citizen kept in a detention center for 3 years after ICE officials got his father, also a citizen, confused with a different man. Or Sergio Carrillo, an American born in Mexico, who gained citizenship as a teenager in 1994 and was detained for 3 days even as his son presented information of his citizenship to ICE, who refused to acknowledge the documents. It wasn't until a lawyer presented ICE with Carrillo's passport that he was released. As Carrillo puts it, for ICE it's like, oops, we made a mistake. But for me, on the other end, it tears up your life. And this is a powerful statement from US District Judge Jay McConnell. Where an individual's liberty is at stake, a 50-50 success rate is not acceptable. Do we really want to live in a country where a police force regularly harasses other people for being non-white or speaking a different language? This recent incident, as you can imagine, has sparked a lot of conversation on social media. At Joseph Daniel 191 says, "It's frustrating to see stuff like this, especially when your family speaks Spanish and came from Mexico, but earned their rights to become US citizens." Atsaf Dalumi says, I don't know how I would have handled this situation. I'm a fluent Spanish speaker and I speak to all my family members in Spanish, even though most speak English. It's what we do. Don't know that I wouldn't be absolutely pissed if they asked to see my paperwork. And this from Lozano Sarah. Being bilingual, 1, helps me connect cultures, 2, makes me a better job candidate, 3, makes learning a third language easier, and 4, makes me a target for deportation under the current political climate. If you want to take action and make sure that people living in America aren't detained for their race, accent, or speaking another language, you can get in touch with your local representative. Just go to house.gov/representatives or senate.gov/senators. So what do you think? Was the Border Patrol agent just doing their job, or is this an example of obvious racial profiling? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and be sure to like and subscribe for more of What's Trending.